you so much for that, Smix. Yes, we're very excited to see Crew take on Furia, but we're also excited for our guests here. We have Klaus joining us today. First and foremost, congratulations. It must have felt great to finally get that well-deserved, well-earned win on the VCT America stage.
Thank you for you having me here, and that's it. Just give me questions.
Yes, I got you. Okay, you want questions?
Yeah.
We got you covered. It's kind of our job here. But I think the first thing to ask, right, is obviously, you know, one thing that our fans always want to know more about is like the preparation, getting ready for. What were you guys really trying to like fix from, you know, the end of VCT Americas until now to put yourself in this position to be able to win today?
We after the vacations we took like 10 days vacations after the league. So when we came, we did a reset mental, and we leave all the league stuff behind, because obviously it was like it was not the result that we want, obviously, because it was actually all the maps were close in the league, so it was kind of suspicious that 9-0. So we leave that in the past and we move forward on that. The only thing that we are focusing is like the mental, the communicating when communicating in the game. We have like a better feeling in us, better like.
Yeah. Like you're feeling better.
Yeah,
you're feeling
better with each other, you know? Like, that's it.
You're talking more to one another.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's very healthy as well for the team.
Yeah, it's a really good improvement for the team to have. And I wanted to ask for you guys, because this is obviously very different than playing at home. You guys were always so dominant in Latin America, and now you're playing here in Los Angeles. You've had to move away from your family, from your friends, and really sacrifice a lot to be here. And I just kind of wanted to ask, like, what is the pressure for the South American teams who have had to kind of really put so much aside to come and compete when you're playing, to be able to set that aside and still be able to play at your best?
Yeah, obviously, I think moving here in LA is like a way too different thing from the last year, you know, because we play like the scrims are better, the teams are better.
The quality of players.
The quality of players. You have a lot of like different play styles. You have like, obviously, if you come into a league and playing in the league is going to be 100% more difficult to play, obviously, because there's more level. So that was also and also was like moving far to home. Like you are like not in with your
There's
family,
no relation,
not in your home, so it's like kind of difficult, because obviously you are like missing, I don't know, your family, something like that, and you are like just working all the days doing a routinary thing, and that's kind of stressful, and obviously that's it.
Yeah, no, it is stressful. I mean, you know, even I'm sure like we all, when we do the international events, we're away for a month, and it's hard. I can't even imagine what it's like, and you have even more pressure on top of you, way more pressure than we ever would. So it's incredible how you guys are still able to keep yourselves focused and stay vigilant to be able to get that win, which is what you did today. You picked up a massive win, which is huge. You stay alive in the rest of this tournament. Now, of course, let's talk about some of the top performers in that game as well, because we do gotta, obviously, you popped off, and that sheriff kill was incredible, by the way. Well done. Love that. Teach me. But let's actually talk about, Davies, another guy who popped off big time, Wyatt, and found himself quite a few awesome moments in this series.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Davies' progression in the team, being one of the new guys to Crew this year. And frankly, I mean, he started pretty slow at the beginning of the season, and then towards the end of that game against Cloud9, a couple of those last games of the season, he really came into his own. And again, today on this second map, he was just out of control. So what has the difference for him been individually from the beginning of the season to the end, where he's gotten so good?
I think it's like I said before, it's more like he didn't feel comfort in the team at the beginning, because obviously you're far from home. It's a new team, it's a new core. So we didn't have like that feeling with each other, Like he didn't have
synergy.
The symmetry,
Synergy.
Synergy.
But symmetry works too, funny enough.
But it was more like that with him and obviously with everyone because we at the start of the season we didn't talk like too much with us. Like we didn't have like too much. Oh, you can't do this, or like oh, you're missing this, or like.
So you guys weren't like necessarily figuring out where to slot everyone.
Yeah. So
okay.
I think that's the most important thing that we improve in this like last chance. So that's it. David feels more comfortable with the team now, and me, obviously, everyone is feeling more comfortable, having more confidence with each other. So that's it.
It shows. It shows.
What do you think the biggest thing is? Like when you were discussing, when you were talking to your coach during that little break that you all had, that actually kind of helped you break through that mental barrier you guys had? Because I think obviously losing all those games in the fashion you did has got to be heartbreaking. Now today, being able to close out fairly cleanly in both of those matches, what do you think the biggest thing was that you guys improved on during the break between the regular season and now to be able to actually kind of fix those mental issues and close this match out?
Yeah, I think like our coach is focusing a lot more on this season of like having a good mental, like everyone having a positive mindset. Like everyone needs to like don't be the hero of the match. Like when someone goes pushing long and tries to kill 4, and
I can remember that.
Yeah, that's not how the game works. So
no, it's not how the game is supposed to be played.
So you don't need to get like a tilt or something like that. Just that's the thing that we're focusing now in this last chance, and we are just having a good mindset. We are obviously talking with the
psychologist. Psychologist.
Sí, psychologist.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's it. We obviously the most important thing is being a group, and we also being friends, also a player. So
yeah. Well, I mean, of course, when you're an org that's owned by Sergio Aguero, and sports psychology is like absolutely massive in that field. So it's a great thing that they're bringing that in to help you guys out, which of course is excellent and very excited. And we'll talk more, don't worry. But for now, though, we do have to say goodbye to MIBR because they are the first team that was eliminated from the LCQ. And as we talk a little bit about this squad and send them home here, it is a little heartbreaking, right, to have kind of seen the way that things broke down for this team. But still, even with that being said, memorable moments across the board. And I'm just hoping that they take this experience from this season and just add on to it and grow from it as they get ready for the next year.
Yeah, I think the real heartbreaking thing for MIBR this season is how strong they started. They had those memorable matches early on. They beat NRG, of all teams, in one of the first matches of the season. And all of a sudden, the expectations for the team were so high. And that's hopefully what we can kind of reflect on from their season, not so much what the trajectory after that, but that they did reach a pretty insane peak. And in the future, if they can get back to that again, they'll be a team to watch.
I think people will also remember just the way they shifted the whole timeline of Valorant in knifing someone.
I like how we keep saying that the timeline got shifted, but this is our timeline.
It's the real one.
It is the real one.
They get the upset over 100 Thieves. EG ends up second place at Tokyo. They had their moments. I think next year it's about finding consistency for MIBR.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, of course, that means that our first match is in the books. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket, see where we are right now. With that win, Crew move on. Feels good to say that as well. Crew will take on Furia, and then we have the Clout matchup as Sentinels take on 100 Thieves yet again. You know what?